SAFTU President Ruth Ntlokotse joins us now. Good evening to you, and thank you so much for your time tonight. So, in as far as this protest, you're expecting many organizations to be part of it. How many people are we looking at here across the different points in the country where the shutdown will take place?
Good evening, Kathy, and thank you so much for inviting us. Let me first start by telling the members of the society and the public at large that the national stay-off for Wednesday, it is protected in terms of the Section 77, meaning that even those who do not belong to the trade union movement, they are free and they are protected to participate in the national stay-away. And when it comes to numbers, you will recall, Kathy, that what we are expecting on Wednesday, it's not going to be similar to what we had in 2018. Considering the fact that in 2018 we had a reliable trains where workers would utilize the trains, but as things stand, in Gauteng we don't have trains that are the railway system that is that can be able to transport workers to their different point of assembly. So when it comes to numbers, we are expecting as many people as possible, but the number is not going to be the same to what we had in 2018.
So are you able to give us any estimates in terms of what you, and I would imagine the various policing authorities that will be tasked with overseeing these marches then are expecting?
We've got different places where workers will be assembled. And that on its own, it clearly indicates that numbers, we are expecting huge numbers. COSATU will also be going out on the same day. In Gauteng, workers will be assembling, will be meeting in the, marching to the union building, both federations. So meaning that the numbers will be high. I cannot estimate the numbers, but we need to anticipate as many workers as possible together with other formation. Here in Cape Town, workers will be marching to different entities. SAFTU will be starting at the Kazakhstan and then going to the city of Cape Town, moving to the DMRE. Then immediately after that, we'll be going to to Parliament. And that's where we'll be meeting even other, that will be the last destination, even COSATU will also be. So meaning that the numbers will also be great. We're expecting big numbers there as well. So in KZN, it's just the national stay away from our side. We won't be marching. And we'll also be having another march in Polokwane. We'll be having another march in Witbank, another one in the Eastern Cape in King Williamstown, and the other one in Bloemfontein. So these are the provinces where we'll be having different marches. So we are expecting workers to come out in numbers with those limitations that I've indicated earlier.
All right. In as far as SAFTU is concerned and those affiliates of SAFTU that are going to be part of the strike, will NUMSA be there? We know there's been some tension between the two over the last couple of months.
NUMSA members will be joining the march. I think there's an indication, which is a common sentiment that is not only shared by NUMSA, that they'll be having financial constraint. I think even other affiliates, they will also share the same sentiments that their workers will be participating in the strike. But when it comes to financing the transport, it is a challenge. But NUMSA does support the national stay away on Wednesday.
Let's talk about the criticism that has been leveled towards this protest. Many are saying, the state of living is already so bad that can we really afford a shutdown that brings the economy to a standstill? Is that the answer, given how difficult things are for so many people?
But, Kathy, if we can look at what are the root causes of those cost of living that are too high, some of the areas they can be mitigated. I can make an example of the increase of petrol. I mean, the increase of petrol, we know for sure that they are governance related, and the price of a petrol levy together with the road accident fund. I mean, there's corruption that is related there. So we cannot just fold our hands and say that it has been happening and there's nothing that we can do. We are saying that if we can compare the price of petrol here in South Africa together with Botswana, I think there's a difference between the two. And if we can put pressure and start to challenge the government of the ANC that they must start dealing with corruption, because the working class are the poor, are the ones who are suffering as a result of the corruption that we are experiencing on a daily basis. And you can look at the prices of food. I mean, we are suffering. Go to ESCOM, the increase of electricity, it increases. And to such an extent that we all know that what is happening in ESCOM, there are a variety of reasons that they are attributed to the increased price of electricity. So we cannot just fold our hands and pretend as if like situation is normal. Look at the load shedding that we are experiencing, load shedding or load reduction. I mean, these are the things that society, we cannot just fold our hands.
Right.
And with the high rate of unemployment, we can see that these are contributing to those high rate of unemployment. Hence, we are saying that we need to unite as society. I mean, we've seen communities fighting in silos. We are saying that, yes, it might not have an impact just to have one national day of action, but we are saying that that's the beginning of the process, and we are actually mobilizing the working class, all those that are affected, that we need to stand up and let us not be passive citizens of this country. We must fight and ensure that there's accountability from this ANC government.
Ruth Ntlokotse, who is the SAFTU president, will leave it there for tonight. And as you heard, that shutdown then will be going ahead on Wednesday.